Hello, everybody. Hey. It's your boy Preston here with another episode for the H-Town Rundown Houston Rockets. Rundown. This is episode number 17 here. We're going to talk about a couple things today. Welcome my boy back, Dante, the sports library, of course, here again, back again. Dante, how you been, man?
Man, I'm great, man. Can't wait to get into it, man. So excited, man. We'll talk more about that when the show starts, man. But I'm excited.
Definitely. We're going to talk all about it here in just a second. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us today on this beautiful Tuesday night. We're going to talk about games 5 and 6 today with Dante and I, the last back-to-back games of the Sacramento Kings, where we whoop them. It's a fantastic time. We'll talk about that. And then we'll talk about and ask the question, if Alperen and Jalen Green can coexist together on the court. We know there's been some number of issues here, and the fans are kind of waning, so we'll see how that goes. As well as we're going to talk about a new addition to the series I'm bringing about for once a week, maybe twice a week. We're going to talk about the resupply of the bench, but we're doing it with the center edition, Wiseman for sale. So let's jump right into it today. We got a lot to talk about. First, we're going to start off with the Rockets and Kings game, the very first one actually that took place. We won 107 to 89. It was a great game all around from all of our guys from the beginning to the end here. We're going to end up talking about our boy Dillon Brooks here, who ended up playing 38 minutes. He had 26 points, 9 boards, which was a tie in his career high. So in back-to-back games with the Hornets, he had tied his career high with steals, and then he tied his career high again in rebounds in back-to-back games in his first 5 to 6 games here as a Houston Rocket. Dillon Brooks, guys, just the epitome of efficiency right now. He also had an assist and a steal to go along with that. Along with, like I said, an efficient night, 64% from the field. He shot 50% from three, of course, and he made all of his free throws, which is absolutely important for us. And that was a foundation that we struggled with last year. Then we're going to move on to our boy, Fred VanVleet. He played 36 minutes. He had 21 points, 6 boards. The thing that stuck out to me was his 12 assists and 2 blocks. This is his third game of the season so far of 10 or more assists, and this came in game 5 here. So 3 out of the 5 games he played, he's had 12 or more assists, or 10 or more assists. That's absolutely fantastic. On top of that, he made 4 threes, but on top of those 4 threes, he did have a poor shooting night with 32% from the field. Not even 30% from the field. From 3, he shot 29%, but he made all his free throws. Again, a common theme that was beautiful to see. And then Alperen Şengün, who completely outplayed in back-to-back games against an all-star, an all-NBA guy. He had 15 points, 9 boards, 6 assists, and 2 steals to go alongside with that. He shot 54% from the field. He made 1 of 3 from 3, so it ends up being 33%. He didn't make a free throw, but that's not what matters. The keys of the game today was the front court battle between Alperen Şengün and Domantas Sabonis, how he was able to battle back against that, the gang rebounding we had, and the 3-point offense we were able to generate. Dante, take it away, bud.
Hey, man. The last 3 games, we gave up 188 points. That shows you how good our defense been. Bro, don't you know when the last time we gave up 188 points? In 2019. That was the last time we played that good of a defense, man. It's been 3 years since we played some actual good defense, man.
4 years.
Man, going on 4 years without a point guard, without playing some good defense, without the guys not out there looking lost. Man, you asked me when we going to get to that second game, but you asked me, am I having fun watching Rockets basketball again? I will say hell yeah, like I said on
Twitter.
Yeah. Last night when I said on Twitter. Then we got our boy Tyrese and get ready to come back tomorrow night versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Very excited to see that. But, man, when I look at these numbers, the first game, man, I don't remember the last time we gave up 89 points in the game and held a team to 89 points. I mean, we get it. You know, they had De'Aaron Fox out, but you wouldn't think the Kings offense be this bad without a De'Aaron Fox, because you do still got an all-star and Sabonis, who got totally shut down the last 2 games by Alp, who's played some great defense. This team is playing some great defense all around. You're seeing Jabari Smith shooting the ball more better, being efficient, knocking down actually his open 3-point jump shots. Like I said, I think he was going to do earlier on in the offseason. We was discussing that. He's shooting so far 38% from the 3. And, man, how about Jayshawn Tate? 56% from the 3, man. He's knocking his open threes down. He's actually doing good and knocking them down, man. So, man, you haven't had a good time, haven't had a laugh in a long time about Rockets basketball, but we definitely excited to see Rockets basketball. And, again, we had 28 assists, man, in this game. So we are moving the ball around, and our top 2 playmakers has been Alp, Fred. Fred has not been shooting efficient from the field, but he's doing other things to help the team win games, playing some good defense, rebounding well. He's even assisting the ball pretty good at a high rate. So he's doing whatever it takes to help the team win. And plus, we keeping our turnovers down. 11 turnovers, that's good. We even scoring point. We had 54 points in the paint. We shot 46% from the field, and we shot 36% from the 3. But what I really love our defense, and I'm really loving the emergence of Aaron Holiday, how he's coming off the bench and using that and coming off the bench and helping out, this second unit, Even Grandpa Jeff coming off the bench. I mean, like I say again, man, he's not just coming off the bench, he's contributing. He's playing very good basketball, and I like the way we just finding the mismatches. Every time we work the hell out of Kevin Huerter. Every time, he ended up on Jeff Green, we went to the post with him, but I just like the way, we running the offense through Alp. We running the offense through him, and he's making the right decisions. Him and Fred. We got 2 elite playmakers, man, on this team that can get anybody a shot any given time they want, and plus get their own. And like I say again, Jalen Green may not be playing, scoring higher to his standards. But again, if you're winning games and you're scoring efficiently, like when we get into that second game, hey man, I love it. I mean, what else can we say about this team, man? That box out drill that Ime put on them, that worked. I mean, we outworked the Sacramento Kings in every fashion of the game. And Mike Brown alluded to it last night. He said they got their ass kicked straight up and down. That's what he said. I mean, you didn't expect coming into Houston and you expected Houston to come in and lay down and thinking this is not going to be the same. Thinking this is the same team for the past 4 years. So I wanted to elaborate that. This is not the same team you're seeing throughout the last 4 years. I mean, like I said again, we all think it's not the players, it's the coaching. And the coaching, we seen how difference of the coaching matters. I mean, pretty much the same roster. I mean, we got rid of Josh Christopher. We got rid of Tata Washington and all those guys that wasn't going to be a part of this team, and KJ Martin wasn't going to be a part of this team. We still got the same guys in that locker room outside of the veterans we added, the little short veterans we added. Still the same roster, but the coaching is being tough on these guys. They're making these guys box out. They working on fundamentals at practice. I mean, Ime Udoka wasn't happy about the box out that we've been having, about the rebound. So you know what he do at practice when we had that week off and get ready for Sacramento? Let's take our ass and let's box out more. And that's definitely been working throughout the last two games. We had 54. We all rebounded the Kings, bro. By 8 on the defensive side. We had 10 offensive rebounds, man. Hey. I was very happy to see that first game.
Yeah, I mean, you're hitting home on all of it, especially shooting above 35% from 3. You said 36% on the game. That's above league average. For players in general, league average right now for players is 35%, but we shot not only above it, but we were hitting, it felt like down the stretch there, every single shot that we needed. I mean, I believe the Kings ended up retaking the lead there by 2 in the third quarter because we started to fall flat. Ime called that timeout, and the second Ime called that timeout, our guys came out strong. Aaron Holiday, Jayshawn Tate, Alperen Şengün, Dylan Brooks, and Jeff all came out, and I really thought that was going to be a bad lineup because I never wanted to see Jason Tate and Alp on the court at the same time ever again. But the way that they're able to work defensively really made that lineup work. I was very, very impressed with how that ended up going. And then something I want to attribute to is Fred VanVleet, right? I mean, being that playmaker, I didn't really watch him play except for that 2019 run where he won the chip in Toronto with Kawhi. I haven't really watched much of him since then. I really thought it was essentially the head of the spear with Siakam. Turns out Fred VanVleet's the guy. Now Dennis Schroeder's making noise over there, of course. He's having a comeback season of his own. But Fred VanVleet being that pure point guard we needed, 12 assists again. And then we'll go into it later on. Fred VanVleet's averaging over 9 assists right now. He's at 8.8 assists right now. He was heading into this game, and I believe he dropped down to 8.5 assists. But still, between him and Alperen Şengün, who's averaging 7 assists evenly, 15 assists between two players is phenomenal, no matter how you cut it. And the way that our offense is also running off the perimeter as well, like you said, Alpy taking threes. That's something we harped on all offseason. You don't got to make them. You don't have to make every single one. If you can shoot 33 or more % from three, I'm happy. And hopefully, that shooting tends to increase. Look at Dylan Brooks, the 7th highest true shooting percentage in the entire league right now at 72%. You want to know who's above him? Curry, Jokic, Embiid, players that are all-stars, MVPs, all-NBA. Dylan Brooks is just all defensive team. Is Dylan Brooks going to be an all-star? Maybe. A boy can dream, can't he? I never thought I'd say that either. Dylan Brooks potentially being an all-star for our team. But we'll see what it looks like, of course, going forward. But, yeah, and like you really hit home on the rebounding. That was definitely something that Ime, he talked to him. He was running, I believe, Jabari Smith and a couple of the other young guys were like, it was back in college, where they were doing just very bare minimum, basic, bare bones rebounding drills. And it worked. We had 10 offensive boards. We usually never crash the offensive boards like that. We had 10 offensive rebounds. Not to mention, we were able to slow them down on the fast break as well. Phenomenal. And then for the defensive side, like you said, we got rebounded up by 8. Dude, that is phenomenal. What more can you ask for from this team? So that was the first Kings game. And the second Kings game, in my opinion, is even better. We're going to jump right into that right now. I know Dante excited. Yeah. We're going to do all of that. So Alperen Şengün decided to have himself a game. We ended up winning this game 122-97. At one point, we were up by 38 points in this game. The third quarter, they outscored us, I believe, 35-22. We ended up just kind of letting loose, letting Cam Whitmore get his first buckets of the game. He shot 3 of 5, which was nice, but just kind of really let go of that. We had Boban out there, but we controlled this game from the tip to the end. The entire game was ours. Alperen Şengün only played 25.5 minutes, but that's all he needed in a near triple-double. He had 17 points, 8 boards, and 12 assists, which was a career high and the most assists in Houston Rockets history by a center. Tied Hakeem Olajuwon, who played for the Houston Rockets for 17 years, mind you. Alperen Şengün's played 3 years. Wow. Wow. He also shot 54% from the field. He didn't make a 3, but he shot 75% from the free throw line, which is really nice to see. Then Jalen Green had a huge bounce-back game. He played also only 25.5 minutes. He had 23 points, 2 boards, 2 assists, a steal and a block to go along with that, just filling up the stat sheet in every statistical way. He also had 10 free throws made, which was his 12th such of 10-plus free throws in his career. So he's had 12 games of that already in his career at 3 years. Phenomenal. He's already hitting home in the first 5-6 games here. He also shot 56% from the field. He went 3 of 5 from 3, granting him 60%, and he shot 83% from the free throw line. Again, those true shooting numbers just bumped him up. It's absolutely phenomenal. And then I had to give a nod to our boy Aaron Holiday, who really led the bench, man. Yeah, Dante, yeah. He had 13 points, 3 boards, an assist, and a steal to go along with that. He shot 100% from the field, and he made all his free throws. Aaron Holiday, just being this energy guy off the bench, really reminds me of Pat Bev. Almost. He looked like Pat Bev while he was guarding that rookie out there and Chris Duarte. He was just clamping. I don't know what got into him, but he's earning his contract. When Amon comes back, I'm not going to lie, I might prefer Aaron Holiday. Not that Amon doesn't deserve any minutes at all. I think he still does, being the 4th overall pick. But Aaron Holiday, he's earning his minutes right now. He's earning that spot. And then to go along with it, the keys of the game as well was the hustle play, which we'll go into, of course, not to go hit home on that, especially the defensive mentality that our guys brought. Not necessarily that we were getting steals and blocks every turn, but the way we were able to play on a string that entire time. Our rotation was just boom, 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 boom. Someone will switch it. Communication was great on that. Not to mention the efficiency. So Dante, go ahead, take it away.
Hey, you actually hit the nail on the head. When Amin Thompson comes back, he definitely going to be a part of rotation. But Aaron Holiday making a case, hey, I still should be in the rotation even when he comes back. But other than that, the moment of the game, that I laughed at, and I'm so happy. The more times I look at the Rockets and I look at Ime Udoka on TV, I get more excited. We up 31 points, right? This man calls a timeout because the third string decided to play lackadaisical and not rebound. Ime Udoka immediately jumps off the bench and calls a time. Bro, you up 31. He's up 31 points.
Dude, he's a psycho.
He's up 31 points, and he immediately jumps off that bench and say, hell no, we're not about to do this. When you out there having a chance to play, you better make use of every one of those minutes that you get, because you never know when you're going to step out there on that floor again. That's what Ime Udoka trying to elaborate with those guys. He did not like the way that third unit came out to play, and they started scoring anytime they want. Our third unit was absolute garbage in that game, and I just want to elaborate that moment of the game when I was watching that game, and I was like laughing. And the more I watch Ime Udoka coach on the sideline, the happier I get that we finally got a coach that don't play any games. You don't play right, you're going to come sit your behind ass on the bench over there. But we are 31, and he's pissed off and calling the timeout. I love that. I want to elaborate that first. I love that. You have 31 points, and you still calling the timeout. And a lot of people say, you have 31 points, what you tripping on? Now, some of these players don't play a lot. So when you have your opportunity and the game is blown out, you get your behind and out and you play. You play like it's a close game. You still play like it's a closer game because you never know when your time is going to come and when your number is going to call. But Ime Udoka jumps right off the bench immediately and calls a timeout with 31, man. Up 31, he still calls a timeout because the third unit want to be lackluster. But other than that, a stifling defensive game just like it was in the first game. The first game, the Kings kind of got on a little run. They took the lead for a moment. We get the lead back. And that's how you want to win games. If you're not scoring, you want to be able to play defense. And the last 4 years, we couldn't play a lick of defense. We couldn't stay in front of nobody. Now we can actually stay in front of somebody. You see our switches was very good every single time. You think we was in a scramble drill. Our transition defense is really good. And Ime Udoka came out and said, hey, we had the worst transition defense last year. We want to kind of clean that up. And I think Ime Udoka cleaned that up pretty much with the transition defense we've been playing. 50 points in the paint in this game. We shot 48% from the three, man. We made 15-point shots. We was scorching hot from the three-point line. We out-rebounded them by 12 rebounds again. We killed them on the rebounds. And again, another game when Alp just shutting down Sabonis, man, just shutting them down, locking them down. Sabonis only in 30 minutes had 8 points. He was locking the guy, locking him down. I just like this defense, man. This Rockets defense is really good. Everybody is playing good defense. Everybody's being physical. I like the full court pressure that Aaron Holiday is able to put on.
Yes. And
I like the way he's making it work 90 feet. And again, Jalen Green, 23 points. He was efficient from the field, man. He was not a 5 of 9 from the field, but his ability to get to the free throw line. Again, if you're gonna have guys like Alp dropping you 17 points, you're gonna have if you're gonna have Fred VanVleet at least getting you 17 and 18 points. As long as you being efficient from the field, I can live with that. And as long as it turning into winning basketball, I can live with that, man. And I think Jalen Green, like you said, he's tired of losing. And I think, like I say, no matter if it's winning, he would do it. I think he's doing a very good job of playing and being patient and waiting on to his time to come. When it's time for him to score the basketball, as long as it's winning, as long as you're playing winning basketball, I'm okay with that. And you're going to be a lot efficient because of the opportunities you're going to get. And I remember what I'm saying in the offseason about Dylan Brooks taking 9 or 10 shots. The nail been hit right on the head. He only took 6 shots in this game, but he had 9 points and played some hell of a great defense. I mean, he had Malik Monk clamped down.
He had that poster.
He put him on a poster. He put Kevin Huerter on a poster early in the game, man. So, I mean, 9 shots. He's been about at that mark that me and you have been saying. He's not shot chucking, but guess what? He's taking smart shots, though. He's taking smart shots. They're wide open. They're wide open. He's taking them. He's making them. He's going to the rim, being aggressive, and those times they tried to put Kevin Huerter up on him, and he will abuse him. Every time
he did.
And I just love this Rockets defense, man, and the way we boxing out, the way we're playing physical, man. I just love to see it.
Dude, I mean, we were taking Kevin Huerter and frying him. He was a piece of bacon out there. That first quarter, every single time down the court, man, we was hitting Kevin Huerter. It didn't matter who was on him. Jabari Smith Jr. hitting that his signature shot right over him, man. He also hit that Jabari also hit his signature shot from Auburn over Keegan Murray, which is beautiful to see, by the way. And then we had Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk, who were really good. Kevin Huerter had 11 points going into the second quarter, which is, I mean, not what we wanted, but he's a shooter. That's his thing, and so is Malik Monk. And they were hitting some buzzer beater scramble shots. I don't know how they were getting these shots to go up, but they was going in. But it didn't matter because Fred VanVleet hit that buzzer beater, man. When I tell you, I jumped out my seat, bro. Fred come down the court and man said that shit was wet, man. And again, not to mention, I know, man, I know. Just a fantastic game, all around. I'm excited to see going forward what our team is going to do and how we can improve on it. And speaking of improvements, again, LP, I just want to give his props, man. 12 assists, career high in only 25 and a half minutes. He could have had a triple-double, but he got yanked from the game because we were up. We were killing him. It didn't matter. That's fine. But now we move on. So we talked a lot about Alperen Şengün. We talked a lot about Jalen Green. Now we're going to talk about something a little controversial. Who ready for it? So can Alperen Şengün and Jalen Green coexist on the court together? So we've seen a lot of this kind of disparity of, our team moving back and forth, seeing how we can run through Alperen Şengün through this like Shen hub, and then Jalen Green being our lead scorer. And we've seen Jalen Green's numbers fall. So I've got our numbers here for the season right now. Alperen Şengün is averaging 18.2 points per game, which is tied for Jalen Green. Alperen is also leading the team in rebounds per game at 8.5, and he's second on the team for assists per game at 7. He's also shooting 57% from the field. He's shooting 33% from 3, which is, again, what we expected from him. He's only making 50% of his free throws, but we're not really worried about the free throws right now. I think that'll come later on, especially if he's shooting 33% from 3. It'll come. As well as Jalen Green. Again, 18 points from the field right now, 18 points per game. He's also getting about 4 boards a game, which is, about where he was at last year. And his playmaking assists per game has gone down, but his overall playmaking ability has increased. We've seen it. It's from his scoring gravity alone. He's able to pull players in and make those passes. He almost had that, that Kuzma no look, like he looking and he no looking past that thing. And that was really nice to see from him. But he's only shooting 41% from the field. However, he is scorching from 3 at 37%. And he's about 76% from the free throw line, which is only 2% last year. So again, not too worried about the 3-point and free throw percentage. It's just that overall field goal percentage that's holding him down. So we're going to debate both why Alperen Şengün can sit on the court with Jalen Green and why they aren't good for each other. I'll let Dante take the first crack at him.
I think they can, man. Like I say, it's just kind of like, you remember, this takes me back to when Steve Francis was upset at the organization because he wasn't getting touched as much, and Jeff Van Gundy tried to run the offense through Yao Ming. But Steve Francis' numbers went from 21 points per game to 16. But Steve Francis wasn't happy about that. It was contribute to winning basketball, though. This is a situation remind me. Yes, Jalen Green's not averaging for right now 20 points, but I think he will be. That number it will be going up to average like 22, 23 points per game. But I think as long as contributing to winning basketball and he continues to knock down that three efficiency at 30, if you shooting the ball at 37% from three, that's pretty damn good, man. That's pretty damn good. So as long as it's attributing to winning basketball, yes, you're okay. Yes, you brought in to be this, big time scorer that we need you to be. But also, hey, you're sacrificing those numbers because you're winning. When you're sacrificing something, hey, that means a lot to the team because that means you're winning. You're winning games and stuff. Like when you got guys like Fred VanVleet, the way Dylan Brooks is playing, LP, Jabari Smith can go off on any given night. When you can have an off night, that's telling you something about how good the team is because everybody else contributing. But when you're performing at a high rate, but you're being efficient, I'm not going to be mad at Jalen Green because, it's contributing into winning basketball. So, yes, I think they can coexist, and I think you're going to see more of that throughout the middle of the season. And like I say, man, like last year, most of those games that we were losing last year, all in the second half last year, we're going to be winning some of those games that we were actually losing last year. We already starting off the right way, winning some of those. Like that first Kings game, the way those guys came back in the second half, last year we lost that game. We lost that game last year. This year we're winning those games. When we're up in the second half by a large margin, we will lose. We will win these type of games this coming year because of our defense. And Ime Udoka is not going to keep letting the momentum go. He's going to call a timeout, get the guys settled down, and we're going to go back to Rockets basketball. But yes, I think they can coexist, and I think Jalen Green, I like what he's doing, man. He's winning game. We're winning game. So if you continue to be efficient like he was last night, 5 of 9, I know he only took 9 shots, but you get into the free throw line. That's good itself. When you make 10 of 12, that's really good, man. That's really good. So I like it. I like what he's doing.
Absolutely, man. And to go along with that, you were talking about Alperen Şengün and kind of the way that it's comparable to Steve Francis. I really like that comparison because we talk about, the ability to be versatile, right? Be malleable in any situation. And it looks like our guys are. Now, obviously, we weren't very successful going forward back in the Stevie Smiley era because, bro would just stand on the court, clapping everything anyone was doing, and was throwing Daisha Nix out there like he found gold. But let me tell you, I haven't seen Daisha Nix play a single minute for the Minnesota Timberwolves. You want to know why? Take a guess. He's not good. So moving forward with that, now that we have an actual team, right? Now that we have players that are a straight foundation with our vets in Fred VanVleet, I would say Uncle Jeff is with our veterans that are established stars or established players who have been in the league for a while and have high basketball IQ, alongside Dylan Brooks, who is shooting 60, 60, 90, which has never been done before in a season. Obviously, those numbers likely won't hold, but for right now, it is nice to say that he's shooting the 3-ball better than Steph Curry has ever in his career. So I like to put the stick on that. Now, going forward, bring it back to Alperen Şengün and Jalen Green and how that correlates together. Those veterans have been able to really harness the potential that both these guys have. Now, obviously, Jalen Green isn't really directly working off Alperen Şengün as he is of trying to generate his own shot as well as working directly off of Fred VanVleet, right? You're seeing a lot of actions run through Freddie. You're seeing even Dylan Brooks run a couple actions here or there, and then Jalen being a playmaker that isn't directly generating an assist off of what he's doing, but he's getting that hockey assist, right? He's passing to the man that's open, and that open man passes to the next guy, right? He's making the right reads. Now, Alperen Şengün, we've known he makes the right reads. He's got the no-look passes. We've seen his playmaking, but we've seen his scoring and his rebounding take a leap this year, right? The way he's boxing out, the way he's scoring, and then again, his overall assist numbers have gone up as well. But I would say his assist numbers are more of a product of we're seeing his potential be utilized instead of him just be this post-up big, right? He's somebody that's actually got a bigger role on the team, right? So going forward with that as well, I would say, can they coexist, right? That's our question. Can they coexist? Yes, we're seeing it right now. that it is likely that these two can work together. I would say between the two, whose numbers are going to take the largest hit? Jalen's are going to take the largest hit, right? Alperen Sengun is not that great of an off-ball player. I'll just be honest. I don't think he's terrible. Don't come at me. I don't think he's terrible. I just think he is definitely better with the ball in his hands. Same thing for Jalen Green. Now we're seeing Jalen Green move off ball in a different way. Those backdoor cuts, roaming around the entire basketball court as a whole, being able to set off ball screens for people and then get open for generating a screen for like Fred VanVleet and whatnot, or Jabari Smith Jr., which has worked well. But I think with these two working together, Alperen Sengun's numbers are going to look better overall between rebounds and assists and blocks than Jalen's points per game and steals, right? Jalen is still likely going to be the guy who leads the team in points per game, hopefully. But, especially me, because I got a Jalen Green agenda, right? I mean, I got my Jalen Green jersey on right now, like he is my boy. And I would love to see him go above and beyond, right? I would love to see him become this elite scorer that I know he can be. It's just how we're going to utilize him going forward, right? He's getting, he's only shooting 41% from the field, which at first doesn't look great. It doesn't feel great. But if you're looking at the shots he's getting, the shots he's taking, I think you're understanding this, right? Beginning of the season, right, the first game, he tried to go out and dunk on somebody, and he got his shit rocked. He did. And he hasn't done it since. He learned, right? If you want to take last year Jalen Green, he was trying to punch on everybody, kind of like John Morant, right? Except he was getting blocked, or he'd be falling, or his ball handling skills weren't up to speed with how quick he was. And I would like to say that his ball handling has taken an overall lead as well this year, but we're still seeing him fumble the ball quite often, very often during the latest Kings game. Dante can attribute to this too, where Jalen Green is driving and he loses the ball, or he bounces it off his ankle for a second. He's able to keep hold of the ball, but it's the fact that he's losing his momentum and his dribble on him messing up, right? Which, again, did generate an open look because they see him fumbling the ball and they automatically want to collapse, right? So then he's able to pass it out. So maybe him fumbling the ball is part of this grand scheme of his playmaking ability. I don't know if that's true or not. But nonetheless, I don't think his playmaking is where we need it to be. Versus Alperen Sengun is just excelling at everything. I mean, again, holding, despite Domantas Sabonis having 15 rebounds in that first game, and then coming back in the second game and having 8 points in 30 minutes played. Again, he was an all-NBA third guy, right? He was an all-star. And Alperen Sengun is supposed to be worse than Jalen Duren, according to Twitter, and here he is clamping. I thought Alperen Sengun couldn't play defense. He's playing defense. I thought Alperen Sengun couldn't score. He's leading the team in points per game. He's leading the team in rebounds per game. He's second in assists per game right now. The only center ever that's averaged at least 18, 8, and 7 in a career, guess what? Wilt Chamberlain and Jokic. That's the list. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's not much more to say except that these two can work together. These two are both great in their own right. But Jalen Green's, I think, overall stats are going to take a hit. I don't think they're going to be as flashy. It's not going to be like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, where he's averaging 34 points per game. I don't think that's going to happen, especially with LP on the court. LP takes a lot of touches, which is fine because it's attributing to winning basketball, and we're seeing it in real time right now.
Yep. Like last year, Jalen Green's stats were deflated because, again, he could do whatever he wanted to do on a losing team. Like, there was him on Kevin Porter Jr. It was him dominate the ball one possession. Then you already know Kevin Porter Jr. Sometimes that ices LP instead of playing through LP. We had no movement of the offense. Teams already knew what we we're going to do. Teams already knew who we we're going to go to. Teams already knew we couldn't shoot the basketball. And like I said, again, now with Jayshawn Tate shooting 56% from the three, not saying that's going to last long. That's not going to last long, of course. Somehow, some way, him and Dylan Brooks is going to have those moments where they be cold. But one thing about it, again, they're going to be playing. You're going to get the best effort out of them. You're going to get the best out of them. I was on the board of trading Jayshawn Tate. I'm going to tell you this right now. We was both on board and trading Jayshawn Tate. but we see why Ime Udoka likes him now. If he's hitting that jump shot, man, this will be a tough team to stop, and he will also, due to the fact he can get into the post, he can always also dribble the ball, he can create his own shot, but if he's hitting that jump shot wide open like that consistently, man, this dude, I see why Ime Udoka likes him on his team, and I'm not going to fault Ime Udoka one bit because I trust him with what he's going to, why he likes this man so much.
He congratulate Ben Sullivan. Jason Tate's jump shot, like you said, his jump shot looks consistent with a question mark. I can't believe that it's actually looking great. Again, Dylan Brooks shooting 60%, Jalen Green shooting 37% right now. The only person that's really inefficient on the three ball is Fred VanVleet, but that's because he's taking 10 shots a game. Okay. Some of those just aren't.
That's not even bad though. When him taking 10 shots compared, he did with Toronto. But the problem with the 10 shots, they're good shots. They're just not falling. They're just not falling. And I can live with that. But him taking 10 shots before when he went to Toronto, I mean, that's good. We both love that. Him taking 10 shots, he's not taking a lot of shots. Neither him and Dylan Brooks. So it's balance around the board, man. It's balance around the board, and that's what I like. Like I said, we finally running the offense. Finally running the offense. Last year it was like street ball. It was like you playing street ball last year.
Let me get mine.
Running the offense. We finally looking for the right person. And it was one play that I watched, man. I'm saying we finally running the offense. They play a zone defense. They get the ball to Alp in the middle, and Jabari Smith could have stayed at the three, but you know what he decided to do? Cut right to the rim, and Alp just finds him right there. That's what I'm talking about. We got guys cutting to the basket now and finding the open spots, man. I really love that. We finally running the offense, and like you said, 4 years we haven't had a great point. We haven't had no point guard play. Now we got a baby Jokic, and now we got a guy that's a point guard. When he's not making shots, he can get his guys involved. He can make the right play. Him and Alp last night had a very great pick and roll play in the corner last night. I really loved that. But we finally seeing some great Rockets basketball since, 2019, 2017. That's the last time we seen great Rockets basketball. But what we now, Ime Udoka's now with these guys playing some great defense. Then guess what? Tyrese is coming back today. Man, I can't wait for it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I can't wait to talk about the preview for the LA game here in a minute. But to finish this segment off here, like we said, so these two can coexist together. It's been shown on the court, right? I just think that Jalen Green's he's going to take some hits on some of his statistical ability. Hopefully those percentages do bump up though. If he can get around to that 60% true shooting mark, and he's shooting, if he's doing 20 points a game and same amount of rebounds and maybe 3.5 assists, I'll be fine, right? Because I'm not looking at his stats no more purely as like, oh, he's putting up blank amount of points, like Cameron Thompson, who's just putting up empty stats, right? I'm looking at somebody who is actually out here who can produce and contribute to winning basketball, right? Before, Jalen was putting up 20, 30, 40, right? And his biggest knock was like, well, it's a bad team. And here he is putting up, he had a super, super efficient 23 game. And I didn't hear anything about it. It's just all chirps. It's all noise on Twitter. It's all chirps on media. We don't have our usual hater trying to talk to us on another podcast or a radio station about how Jalen Green is just a shot chucker. But here he is, not chucking shots, taking 9 shots. Who takes 9 shots as the guy who's going to lead the team in scoring, right? And not to mention, again, Alperen and Jalen just that last game was really phenomenal. I just have to stress 12 assists in year 3 by first year with Ime Udoka, Fred VanVleet on the team. I'm speechless. Our team is cohesive. We're working together. The pick and roll, like you said, the pick and roll chemistry between Fred VanVleet and Şengün is phenomenal. Jalen Green's off ball has become better. His playmaking has become better. We're seeing improvements all across the board for everybody. Even Jason Tate, like you said, I initially we were on board for trading him, but now I want to keep him. I've got no reason to trade the guy that's as strong as he is, for his size, as quick as he is, as smart as he is, as good as he is defensively with a jump shot. I mean, he's like a 6'4" Ben Simmons almost, minus the playmaking, right? Just a guy who can just bully his way down and pop the three whenever he wants and be confident about it.
Yep.
I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what we do against LA. But before we get to LA, guys, I like to talk about potential trade, right? We did see that Jock Landale is the worst addition for our team in the offseason. Jock has not produced in a single game he's played so far. Granted, it's only been 6 games, right? So this is really, really early, really harsh to be jumping on him like that. However, 6 games is 6 games, right? So I'm thinking with the resupply of the bench edition, Wiseman for sale. James Wiseman was a part of the 2020-2021 draft. He was the second pick by Golden State, right? This guy has fallen through the cracks. In 7-8 games by the Detroit Pistons, he's only played 2. And on his season right now, he's only averaging 2 points a game and 2.5 rebounds a game. He's averaging 2 fouls. He's having as many fouls per game as he is points per game right now as it is. His career stats, though, kind of pop out a little bit. He's putting up 10.5 points per game on 6 boards, less than an assist, less than a steal, less than a block. However, that was under 20 minutes a game for James Wiseman. His shooting splits for this season are 29%. That's it. He hasn't made a single three. He hasn't made a single free throw. Not great. But his overall career stats are 53% from the field, about 30% from 3, and 67% from free throw. So pretty average for a bench player. Nothing pops out. Nothing's too crazy. However, here's what I'm thinking, right? We need a guy who can be a lob threat, James Wiseman, who can be a rebounder, James Wiseman, and brings size. Somebody who can just get down low, a 7-footer who's big, strong, and fast. That's our guy. However, there are some negatives to this, as in health. He has not been healthy. Again, he only played 2 games so far this season. And then going forward last year, he played 24 games with the Pistons. That was it. He was stuck in the G League for most of his time. So it looks like he's not very productive. And it looks like right now he can't shoot really. Anything from 18 plus feet out, he's just not very efficient. But the biggest thing surrounding him is his potential. I still think he's got a high ceiling. I still think he could be a pretty high contributor under the right management. You got Steven Silas down there in Detroit. It's probably why Wiseman isn't playing, let's be honest. You got Monty down there. Monty doesn't really like to play the new guys, and we know how he had an issue with DeAndre Ayton, and you can see a lot of almost exact replica of DeAndre Ayton in James Wiseman, just more of a thinner build that looks like we'll be able to shoot the ball at a higher rate. That's where I'm coming with this. So I put out a poll before I have Dante answer. I put out a poll for James Wiseman if we should trade for him. I had 3 answers, yes, no, and here for results. So here for results generated 24% of the votes of 117. Shout out Master Chief votes. We had 39% vote no for James Wiseman and 37% vote yes. So it's pretty up there. I had some comments about trading for Capella, which I would love to get Capella back as a backup big, but there's no way that Capella's going to be backup big because he's a starter on a team that should be contending for the playoffs, right? He deserves to be a starter as well. I think Capella's fantastic. So I think if we can get James Wiseman for a 2nd-round pick and a bag of chips, I would say do it. He's really low right now. I would say is probably the lowest of his career right now in terms of value. And if we can take a swing on a guy that needs some work, granted, but has shown flashes of what he can be, I don't see why we shouldn't take a swing on a 7-footer that's a good rebounder, a lob threat, and is willing to put in the work.
I would like the move. I wouldn't be mad at the move if we somehow did it. That's good that we can get out of Jock Landale contract easily too, because if he doesn't perform or he continues to be hurt, we can trade him right then and now. Whenever we decide to, we can come off of it when we decide to if it's not working out. So if James Wiseman is available, and don't forget, Jaden Ivey is really not happy with his situation over there too with Detroit. Monty Williams not the best fan of him. I mean, Killian Hayes is starting over him, but that's another conversation for another
Yeah,
day.
and we know Jaden Ivey's got that dog.
Yeah, we know
That's
Jaden
a lot.
Ivey is really good. I just don't
Yeah.
understand why Monty Williams not a fan of that guy right there. So again, I will be opposed to it if James Wiseman's still young. And what a better way to come to Houston where you got Ime Udoka that's going to bring that dog up out of you, bring that defensive mentality up out of you. What you all you got to do is you got one couple of jobs: play defense, be a lob threat, make your open shots, and stay your ass on the court. That's all you got to do. It's just that simple. It's just that simple with you because we know he's going to play defense. We know he's going to be able to rebound when he's on the floor. We know he's going to be that rim protector for us. It's just staying on the floor. I think that's the key. He's still young, man. He's still really a young player, and he can be very coachable. You know, when you're flip flopping into the G League back and forth like that, and not having no NBA experience like that, being experienced, being in the NBA, you know, that kind of bothers your mental side of things as well. And so I will be opposed to it, man. If Jock Landale don't work out, remember it's not guaranteed. It's a 1 year contract. It's not really guaranteed. So if he's not working out, we can trade him. We can trade him away. We can come off of it. If it's not working out before or at the deadline, we can come off of him for a pick or two or for James Wiseman if we decide to make that move.
Absolutely. And, you know, like I've been saying, you know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to move off of Jock Landale's contract once we're able to here in December, and then get somebody who has the potential to be really good. I'm not sure how old Jock is. I think he's 25, 26, which puts him in the same range as Dylan Brooks. And that's not great, especially if you can't make a play for, again, like, I don't want to talk bad on the Houston Rockets, you know, but it's not like we've got finals aspirations, right? I mean, you were producing over there in Phoenix. I don't know what happened. You know, maybe it's something with the injury that's lingering. I know when he got injured, he didn't really get to practice much. He was really limited in his ability. So hopefully it's just something like that, and we'll see what he's like in the next 10 or 12 games. And that's fine by me. But I don't know. I'm almost out on Jock. Again, 6 games in, so these are really hot takes right now, really early season takes. But I'm almost out on Jock. Not that great. He has been productive. He's been a net minus in every game, and we are 3-3 right now. So he should at least be no lower than a -10 overall in the plus-minus category, but he's in the 20s, right? -20s.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time he's out on the court. We can see it. He's not mobile. He's not moving. He's not getting the steals or rebounds. He's getting out-rebounded by Alex Len, who I'm surprised is still in the league. And again, nothing on Alex Len. I like Alex Len.
Yeah.
If you're wrong, I just thought he was like 40 years old at this point, and he's still bullying our center, who last year bullied us, was putting up Will Chamberlain numbers, putting up 18 and 18 in his sleep off the bench as a second string guy, third string guy against us. Back when it was just Alperen Şengün at center and Jabari Smith running some time at center, and whoever else we could come up with Garuba, who could not rebound to save his life. So the fact that Jock is now going against a team that's a playoff team that's supposed to be good, looks like maybe we got, you know, finessed with that Jock contract. So if we are able to, Jock does like Monty. Monty plays for the Pistons. Maybe a little reunion there. Get Jock over there. And hopefully James Wiseman can be ours for maybe Jock and a couple second-round picks. I wouldn't mind that. Get Wiseman over here on our team. It'll also be really interesting because he's got low value, like I said, probably the lowest of his career. He's going to be super dirt cheap as well in terms of his actual contract. I believe he's only making $7 million a year. So if we can make a way to make that work, we could also potentially aggregate somebody like Victor Oladipo in there as well, do a Jock and beat it trade to make sure we don't have to give up any picks as well. On top of that, to get rid of some extra salary so we don't have to match it per se. But that's just kind of my final thoughts. James Wiseman. Like, I would like him on our team. He's got potential, and if he doesn't work out, we're not losing anything by letting him go. So, Dante, you got anything else to add on James Wiseman front?
You said it all. You said it all, man. Like I say, if Jock Landale, you know, It looked like it's a big contract, but again, we can come off of it if things not working out. It's kind of reminds me of the contract that we kind of gave Daniel Tice, a 3-year deal, but we was able to come off of it at the trade deadline. So pretty much the same deal. If he doesn't work out and he continues to struggle, we can come off of it throughout the trade deadline if it doesn't work out.
Definitely. Well, Dante, that's going to be it today. So, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. Share us around. Let us know what you thought. Tell us.
Yeah, I want to say one more thing, Prince. So, now Brad put it out there, and I did not realize this. So, what a Rockets W today. We will be over 500. It's been 1,005 days since we've been over 500. That is a lot of losing that we've been doing for straight years, man. So if we beat LA today, we will finally be over 500 with less than 3 goddamn years. We haven't been over 500 in 3 years. That's really crazy, man. But it'll be a good time to finally get a win and get to 4-3, and just finally be time to get a win and just snap that right then and now.
We deserve it, right? Yeah. I mean, our team has been working hard. Our players have been working really hard. Speaking of working really hard, the LA game, Dante, over under on this game. All right, we're gonna play some FanDuel Sportsbook.
Okay.
Free shout out. Over under on the Houston Rockets versus LA. Houston Rockets total points between both teams, 230.
I'm going to say under.
Under.
I think the Rockets. I think this is going to be a very good defensive game. I think the Rockets, now that I'm confident they can play very good defense and they can stop somebody and they can stay in front of somebody, I'm very confident about the defense. So I'm going to go under 230, 50 points. I'm going to go under that.
Yeah, everyone, take the under on that, by the way. Right now on FanDuel, before it changes, of course, looks like the odds are a plus 300 that the Rockets are going to win under 230 points. So, with that being said, as long as Dante don't interrupt me again, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, guys. Appreciate you jumping in today. We love it. We love the activity. Follow this channel, the H-Town Rundown, here on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Spotify as well. We got a Spotify. It's nice out there. It's beautiful. We getting it all put together, but it's beautiful out there. You can also follow me at Drip. That's 2 P's, DRIPP_GAWD on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter as well. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Make sure you follow Dante as well at Coach Dante31, the sports library guy for Instagram and his Twitter as well. Dante, let them know where you can find you on YouTube.
Yep, man. Y'all can find me on YouTube at Coach Dante, man. Simple as that, man. So, like I say, man, happy to be on here. My guy Press every single time. Finally have an opportunity to be happy and feel good about some Rockets basketball and come in here and just be happy about winning games for once.
Yes.
For once. We haven't been happy in 3-4 years, going on 4 years now. Some time that we get some damn justice and finally win.
Put some respect on our name, man. We tired of getting called an AAU team and the New York Knicks of the West. I'm tired of it, man. We coming out here by storm. We let them know what's good, man. So Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Let us know your favorite play so far in this season here. For me, it's definitely when Dylan Brooks takes that 3 and he blows a kiss to the bench, man. Beautiful. That was so awesome. I love it. So, guys, that's going to be it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And join us next time. Peace, right?
Nice.